So I only popped into town to get some multivitamins from Holland and Barrett, but at the same time, there was a screening for How to Train Your Dragon. Oh, fuck it, why not? So I came to see it, and it's... firstly, it's like some sort of perception filter that I have. I've heard the title, How to Train Your Dragon, but I had no idea before watching it whether it was based on a novel, like a series of books, similar to Harry Potter, whether it was a cartoon, a TV series. No idea. Heard of it. Don't know where it came from or what it was. But, I gave it a go, and it was dark. In every sense. So my first point is, if you're watching How to Train Your Dragon, watch it in near pitch black, because a lot of the scenes are set at night, nighttime scenes, plus a lot of dark bits. I found myself sort of squinting at points, but it's dark in every sense. The story itself and the action, I wasn't really taken with at all. I mean, it's kind of gritty, it's messy, it's one of those where there's just like backing extras and lead cast members, CGI creatures, explosions, implosions, everything, everywhere, all at once. It's one of those, and I don't really like those films, they bore me, but the costumes were great. Now, I think the main positive I got from How to Train Your Dragon is Mason Thames. Good God, the boy is a fucking genius at acting. He was really captivating. Very talented actor. I mean, he was from beginning to end. I say beginning. I mean, when you first see him and he's interacting with another character, he just won me over instantly. I was completely convinced by what his character was going through, how he was portrayed. He's fucking brilliant. So yeah, Mason Thames, excellent. Gerard Butler, good God, up against Gerard Butler. That was intense. Some of those scenes between him and Gerard were like, that's all right, don't worry. They were excellent, addictive almost. So you've got Gerard like, I told you to never leave the house. Oh my God, that's the worst Scottish accent in the world. It's all right, I'm not feeling that way. Just like, I told you to never leave the house and fight a dragon. And the kid's like, well, I told you, I fucking want it. Side note, Scottish father, American child. That wasn't convincing. Yes, I'm well aware that Vikings come from all parts of Norway and France and Italy, whatever. So there's bound to be a bit of a sort of cocktail of culture. But yeah, no, that wasn't. It's. I'm a stickler for that. For those movies where like the parent is full on American and the kid's like Italian, or I mean, it can happen. Obviously, I'm well aware that a British guy can have an American kid, blah blah blah, but it just felt really like out of sync, the way like Gerard was like, I told you so many times the dragon's got your mother, and the kid's like, yeah, well, guess what, Dad, I'm learning to fight dragons, and I've practically castrated one right now out the back. I've stuck him in a harness and everything. It's like, yeah, all right. So it's one of those. So yeah, but like I say, Mason up against Gerard was an absolute recipe for movie genius. It was brilliant. I love that. So yeah, he is a very, very talented young actor. Hats off to him. That was good. The CGI and visuals, very, very convincing. I mean, you've got like dragons all over the shop. And it's sort of like the Harry Potter style stuff. It's it's very well done. The saturation on screen, the huge flappy wings and stuff. It's yeah. What can I say? Apart from there it is. Excellent. Right, so there are your positives. And the culture cocktail. What else was it? Nick Frost. Very random, is barely in it, but manages to keep it going with humour. I could have sworn that was Dawn French. but it wasn't, who played the mysterious psychic woman in it. Could have sworn, wasn't. And what else was I going to say? Yeah, what I didn't really like was the whole his friend. So Hiccup. So basically, Mason Thames plays Hiccup. So random. His like backup friends just weren't funny. You know, when like there's a bunch of actors who are really, you know, they sort of think they're the perfect comedy cast, and it sort of backfires a bit. None of it was none of their jokes or dialogue that they dropped were hilarious in the slightest. There's also a few scenes where like one of the Vikings is cheering someone on, and one of them's like, "Yeah, go Hiccup," and the Viking next to him's like, "Go Hiccup," and he sort of looks at her as if to say, "No, but I said it first." You know, it's one of them. So yeah, this film is kind of ridiculous and a bit shit, but yeah, it's one of them. It's perfect for kids, basically. I don't think I've seen anything about dragons in ages, actually, and this actually reminded me of there was a movie years ago. I bought it on DVD, I remember, because the poster, if anything, really drew me in. It was called Reign of Fire, and it was based in like a dystopian future where dragons had taken over the world or something. It was it Matthew McConaughey? I'm going back, like 2002. Yeah, like Dragons is a brilliant opening scene where this woman, sort of like scientist, she goes underground, I think, in central London, uncovers this like deadly dragon that like blows shit up, and then it flies up the shaft, and bang, that's your start of end of the world, takeover of dragons. Yeah, Reign of Fire. I specifically remember the movie poster. It was on display in Disneyland headquarters because it was these. God. These were the days where I like auditioned for the Disneyland Disney parade. I got put on standby to be a chipmunk. That's a tale for another time. But yeah, I was in Disneyland headquarters in Hammersmith. They had it like massive up on the wall, and it was Big Ben just engulfed in flames with this like dragon that like just shooting at it. It was beautiful, and I was intrigued by that. So yeah, I remember Reign of Fire. Unfortunately, I do remember it being a bit shit, but concept was still, you know, drew me in. Right, what's next? I don't think there's anything else. That's it. I think to sum up How to Train Your Dragon, it's dull, and it is a bit shit, and it's something I would never watch again, unfortunately. That said, the sort of teen angst kind of theme aside, it was brilliantly played out by Mason Thames and Gerard Butler. They were on-screen dynamite. So I need to practice my Scottish accent. No, don't you dare dare. Oh God, it's so out of place, isn't it? It's just like it just wasn't. It just seemed like, yeah, he was just another Viking that had come from a different part of the world. I didn't believe that sort of, father-son kind of relationship. But they were fucking amazing. Brilliantly acted. Anyway, finishing this one here. Next up is 28 years later, next week. Fuck. I'm well excited for that. I'm well excited. I'll try and contain it, but I might actually pop down Friday afternoon when it's kind of quiet and I can get like this done without people fucking running around and stuff. So, you're all right, don't worry. Yeah, right, so I always do this at the end. I'm thinking, have I missed anything? No, visuals, the visuals convincing, the two lead actors, exquisite, the Toothless, the dragon who Hiccup befriends, very cute, very, very cute. Apart from when he straps him into all sorts of harnesses and fucking metal shit and starts like sewing a flag or something he's made onto it. I don't know, whatever. very cute. So yeah, the endearing story between dragon and boy is sweet. But yeah, I would never ever watch this again. But it's it's just, what can I say? It's just one of those. That's it really. How to Train Your Dragon. I probably still don't know where it comes from. So it's a cartoon, right? Fuck knows.